Hey guys, this is God of Politics. Welcome to a brand new video, but before we get started with this video, please like this video and subscribe to the channel. Also follow me on Twitter and join the Discord. Those are both linked down in the description. But in today's video, I will be doing another episode of my redistricting prediction series. In this episode, which I believe is now episode 13, I will be doing the state of Pennsylvania. Now, Pennsylvania is a very, very interesting state. It's got a lot of factors at play here. You've got the fact that you have a Republican state legislature and a Democratic governor. You've got the fact that it's losing a district. You've got the fact that it's an even congressional delegation. You've got the fact that it's a Democratic court. So you've got many, many different factors at play. I mean a Democratic Supreme Court, which will probably end up being the people that draw the final map, because I find it very unlikely that Tom Wolf and the Republican state legislature are going to agree on a map. It's possible that they can agree on a map that does protect all the incumbents, but I doubt that the Republicans would do that for a couple of reasons. Number one, I think there's going to be a strong disagreement over which district they get rid of. As I said before, they are going from 18 districts to 17 districts. The one district they get rid of, I think, is going to be a big point of contention between the legislature and the governor. You've also got the fact that there are more vulnerable Democrats to shore up than there are Republicans. The only real vulnerable Republicans in any way are the 10th district incumbent Scott Perry and the 1st district incumbent Brian Fitzpatrick, but I really wouldn't consider either of them vulnerable, at least not in 2022. Maybe the 1st district is vulnerable in a future year without Brian Fitzpatrick, but he'll be fine with this district if it stayed the same, and even got several points bluer. So I feel like the Republicans don't have much of an incentive to go for an incumbent protection map, because if you go to the Democratic side, you've got the 17th district, the 8th district, the 7th district, and the 6th district, even to an extent, are all districts that the Democrats are going to have to shore up. And so I think that because of all those factors, the legislature and the governor are not going to agree on what map they want, and it'll end up going to the Pennsylvania Supreme Court. Now, this is the only reason why I think that the Republican state legislature may agree to an incumbent protection map, because as you can see here on this map, this is a map that Republicans were not happy with, and it was a map that was drawn by the state Supreme Court. But I still don't think that they're going to agree. I think they'd rather take their chances with the Supreme Court that would draw a fair map, and my prediction of what map they will draw looks like this. You can see here that the map does look pretty similar, especially if you look in the eastern Pennsylvania area, which I'll start talking about first. I'll zoom into the Philadelphia area, and as we can see over here, the 2nd and 3rd district, which are of course the Philadelphia districts, are pretty much exactly the same. The 1st district is also quite similar, except it takes more outside of Bucks County and into Montgomery County. The 4th district is roughly similar as well. It just stretches slightly more out of Montgomery County. The 5th district is similar as well. It has a little bit of Philadelphia. It has the entirety of Delaware County, and it stretches a little bit more. I believe this is Chester County. Yeah, it stretches a little bit more into Chester County than it does in the current map. I've made the 3rd district a little bit more black than the current one is. The current district is 51.3% black. In this one, it is 54.8% black. That is due to the fact that the 5th district has taken a lot more of these white areas in southern Philadelphia, which are actually more Republican, which is interesting. If anyone knows why those areas are more Republican in Philadelphia, I would love to know, because it is quite a stark contrast between the parts of pretty much the rest of Philadelphia. So that's probably what's going to happen in the Philadelphia area. But here's where it gets very interesting, and that is with the 6th district. So as I mentioned before, the 5th district does stretch more into Chester County in this map. Actually, the current district doesn't stretch into Chester County at all. I don't think that's a realistic expectation for this map. I think that the 5th district is going to have to take some parts of Chester County, and it's going to have to be like 100,000 people, and those are the bluest parts of Chester County. I guess not the bluest, but they are blue cities. Westchester is a blue city, and putting that in the 5th district makes it so that the 6th district is less blue. And you can see on this map with the President 2016 numbers, it is only D plus 3.8 percentage points, probably about D plus maybe 6 or 7, maybe even 8 percentage points using 2020 numbers, but this is significantly less blue than it is in the current map, and that's because of the fact that it has to stretch more into Berks County over here, which is a more conservative county. It does take all the same cities that it takes in the current map for the most part, I believe, except for this one city over here, but it does have to take these more conservative towns here to the north, which make the district considerably more Republican. Now, moving up here over to the 7th district, we have not much of a shift. It's a pretty similar district, actually. Let's just fix that. But moving over here to the 7th, it's pretty similar overall. I mean, it takes both of these counties over here, and then it takes, areas over here. So it's pretty much the same, to be honest. I mean, it goes from D plus 1.1% to D plus 0.5%. So it's slightly redder, but this is a district that in 2022 would get very, very interesting. Now, going up here, we do have the death of Matthew Cartwright, not literally, but in terms of electorally. This district is, in my prediction, going from D plus or R plus 9.6% to R plus 12.4%. So it is getting multiple points redder here. If we look at the current district in 2020, this district for the presidential level, if it even says, which it for some reason doesn't, but Matthew Cartwright was able to win by a couple points. This district is getting a couple points redder. 2022 will likely be a less favorable year for Democrats. So Matthew Cartwright is probably going to get drawn out of the seat. And the reason for that is that this district takes pretty much the entirety of Luzerne County now. If you look at the current district, it does have too few people. And it's going to have to take some more of Lucerne County, I believe. And the parts of Lucerne County that aren't in the current district are the more conservative areas in the western part of the county. And that's going to make it a lot more Republican. So that is likely what we are going to see. So that is bad news for Democrats that you've got 3 competitive districts all getting redder here. But what is, I guess you could say, some good news for Democrats if you're, strategizing for them is that the 12th district has now been removed from this map. It's effectively been combined with the 9th district. As you can see, this area of Pennsylvania has really been lacking in terms of population. So the 9th district takes most of the current counties that it does have right now, except for the one over here, and it takes a lot of these northern counties over here that are currently in the 12th district. So the 12th district is now gone. It's been moved over to the Pittsburgh area here, which I will talk a little bit about later. We've also got the 10th district, which has become more Republican. It's gone from R plus 8.9 it's gone from about R plus 9 to R plus 13 approximately, and that is because of the fact that it takes this county that was formerly in the 9th district, it takes Lebanon County over here, and it takes less of Cumberland County. The reason why it isn't as Republican is because it does go over here to I believe this is Carlisle over here. It's not going to be able to do that. Even if you took this county out here, the population just doesn't add up, and it's going to become a more Republican district in all likelihood. The 13th district here is actually, I believe, quite a clean district. It's pretty compact, and it does take a lot of the similar areas, so this is certainly a possible district. The 15th does take a couple of the 12th district counties, or I guess you could say one of their counties or part of the county, but it does take some of these leftover areas here, and it's pretty much the same district. If you look at it, it's very, very similar. The 16th district is also very similar. It does take more of these eastern counties over here, though. Moving down over here to the 14th district, it's very similar as well, though in this map it does stretch further to the east due to the fact that this 14th district area is underpopulated by 33,000 people approximately. And then to finish it off here, we've got the 12th district, which does look very similar to it does in the current map, and as you can see here, it takes all of Pittsburgh as it does in the current map. It takes a lot of these suburbs to the southeast, and it does pretty much keep all of these towns together for the most part, I guess you could say. Maybe it does keep all of these towns together, except for Penn Hills. One of these precincts here, or a couple of these precincts, are split, but overall, it does keep these towns together. It does keep it looking similar to what it does currently. But what happens, or that's in the current map actually, in this map, it does keep all of these cities together. If we look at over here, we can see all of these cities have been kept together. I don't believe any of it is split, which is a good thing, and probably what they will likely do. But the 17th does become redder, and you could make it actually a lot redder if you put Mount Lebanon into the 18th district, which is certainly something plausible. But I haven't done it for this map because, again, the Supreme Court is controlled by the Democrats. Some people call it a more partisan court. I'm not necessarily going to comment on that, but they have been drawing maps that are more favorable for Democrats if you look at the past map they drew. But there isn't much way around it. The 17th district is very likely to get redder. Now, is this district completely out of reach for the Democrats? No, it's not. It's about R+9 in 2016, and by the way, all of this is in 2016 numbers. We don't have 2020 numbers, but in 2020, this was likely maybe R+5, R+6, something like that. So in a blue wave year in the future, this could possibly flip towards the Democrats. It's a district that's likely trending towards the Democrats in the future as well. But overall, that's a district that's probably going to be a flip for the Republicans in 2022. The 8th district will likely be a flip for the Republicans as well. The 7th will probably be a flip, and even the 6th district may be a flip. So we actually could have Republicans flipping 4 seats over here. Democrats would not necessarily gain one. Republicans would lose one because of the fact that the 12th district is likely to be eliminated. But overall, you can't really consider this that great of a map for the Democrats. Maybe Tom Wolf can try and salvage something for the Democrats, maybe making the 17th bluer, making the 6th bluer, making the 8th bluer. But at the end of the day, there isn't much that they can do. So I hope you all enjoyed this video. Please like this video and subscribe to the channel. Also follow me on Twitter and join the Discord. Those are both linked down in the description. But again, guys, thank you for watching this video, and I'll see you guys later.